program. Uh, I hope you are all well, wherever you are. We have been away from our channel for 2 weeks due to my personal reasons. I have to work, and also I have some family issues to take care. Therefore, I was away from the YouTube. But while we were away, of course, we didn't give up following the incident, especially around Turkey. And the most important issue that we have seen is the increasing tension between Turkey and the regional powers. These includes are Egypt and Greece. What is now taking our attention is also an agreement between the United Arab Emirates and um, Israel. And this is going to add uh, or it's going to contribute a great problem in the Mediterranean region, especially. And now we want to talk about this. So without any further delay, let's talk about the major diplomatic strife between the Israel and the UAE and how this is going to impact the regional the region deeply. As you know, last week, I think 13th of August it was, President Trump has announced that Israel and the United Arab Emirates will establish a fully diplomatic normalization relations in the exchange that Israel will forego for now declaring sovereignty over the occupied West Bank territory. Now, President Trump announced that the deal would go or will lead a greater cooperation between two, including the investments or finance, tourism, security, technology, exchange, energy, and other areas. While these two countries will move also to regular direct flights between each other and open embassies and trade ambassadors for the first time. United Arab Emirates is going to be the third country or Arab country which would have a normal diplomatic relations with Israel along with Egypt and Jordan. Now, what we have seen as an interesting part, since now there's a brand new elites in Saudi Arabia and also in United Arab Emirates, which are now have less personal attachment to Palestinian nationhood than their predecessors or their forebears. We have seen real changing relations between Israel and the Arab nations. Now, of course, the Palestinians have seen this as a threat to their, I will say, to their problem, to their fight or resistance against Israelis, which have been annexating the West Sharia. Now, the problem is the West Bank. The problem is the Israel government has not pledged to recognize the Palestinian sovereignty over the West Bank issue. They did not either promise to halt or even slow the expansion of the settlements in the occupied territories, or they rather also that agreed that it will not illegally annex its settlements in the West Bank for a little while. It only agreed to suspend the annexation as it seeks to normalize relations with other Gulf states, or let's say further marginalizing the Palestinians in the process. So the Palestinians, of course, feel that they have been betrayed by especially United Arab Emirates and also including Saudi Arabia, because we should expect Saudi Arabia to follow the footsteps of United Arab Emirates shortly. Although the Arab leaders emphasize that any attempt to annex will definitely and immediately reverse the Israeli aspirations for improved security and other ties with the Arab world, we have been under the assumption that as far as the threat that the Arab nations feels, they have no choice but to neglect any Palestinian protest or any reaction from them. We have to keep in mind that the Arab leaders or United Arab Emirates and of course Saudi Arabia uh, are trying to make any engagement with Israel in order to take their, I would say, support on technology and military, especially technology, against Iran threat or a rising Iran threat. And as long as the Iran threat remain intact in the region, the Arab states have no choice but to neglect any protest from the Palestinians. So in that regard, Palestinians has already seen what the problem is. So amid a resurgence of COVID-19 infections, the Israeli Unity government also signaled that they are going to focus on managing other problems. And circumstances may come favorable to annexation again once the pandemic ease and Israeli Unity government might stabilize. Once, but not if, that happens, that will make a future Palestinian state unviable. Therefore, Turkey has seen what is going on in that dimensions and shown a very strong reaction against this deal. And they also, or President Erdogan declared that Turkey is considering to close its embassy in Abu Dhabi and suspending its diplomatic ties with the UAE due to the accord to normalize ties with Israel. Relations between the nations have been strained already for months or years since Turkey has sided with Qatar in diplomatic dispute between the Gulf nations over alleged support of Islamic extremism. Um, the embassy of UAE in Ankara has been now changed to Fahrettin Pasha Street. For you that you don't know what does it mean, he's the last defender of the Medina, or called among the Turks the last defender of the Medina when it was under the Ottoman, I would say, regulations or administration. He was the last governor in Medina who was defending and also he was transporting all these valuable Islamic, I would say, figure or objects to Istanbul, especially, not to give it back to the British Empire, not back, but to give it to or under the control of the British Empire. So they were all carried to Istanbul. Turkey believes that the Arab leaders tend to neglect or leave Palestinians to their own destiny against Israel. Therefore, Turkey will be compelled to increase its influence and even strengthen its muscles in the East Mediterranean region. Now there is an alignment between the UAE, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Greece against Turkey, and the situation is getting severe in land and also on sea. So any spark would easily give a rise to a military escalation in the region in future. And we do foresee that, especially after the pandemic will end, this might happen. Our projection between 2020 to 2030 is that Turkey is going to increase its muscle in the region. Even it's alone or not, Turkey needs to access the cheap energy in Libya or in the East Mediterranean Sea. Therefore, for Turkey, it's a must to be done. Now, coming to other issues, we are going to see more alignment between Greece, including maybe in future the France also against Turkey and Turkey's intention in the Mediterranean region. So these would increase or intensify the problems, and therefore any spark in future might give a rise to a military escalation in the region. Still, we do not foresee that. Due to a problem between Turkey and Greece, Turkey is going to have a military escalation with any Muslim states in the region, but there is a probability or a possibility it might happen. The things in also Libya will get also complicated. Due to the COVID-19 and other problems, Saudi Arabia and also United Arab Emirates are also having severe financial problems. Even though they might help Greece to strengthen its military or increase its activities against Turkey, it will be limited due to these effects. So we will also continue to monitor the the politics between the countries, and we are going to inform you accordingly. If you like this video, uh, there is a like button underneath the screen, and if you also press on the bell, you will be notified when we publish a new video. Thank you for watching, and wherever you are, please stay safe. Have a nice day.